Hi folks, Anita here, and I am back with today's budget video. So I know I've been on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but if you've watched my other videos, you will know that I've had a kind of busy last couple of weeks. So to get things started, this video is about my bi-weekly budget. It is also going to include how I'm going to continue after this month. Because as you know, if you've been watching, I've decided to kind of change things just a tad bit. So, and of course, it might change back to this one here, but we're going to give things a go. We're going to try them. So as you can see, I have like a plethora of washi, and I haven't had a chance to go through them all. And I also have tons and tons of pens. So please excuse my desk. It is super cramped right now. So just to get started here. Alright. So this is for the 18th through the 31st. I will be getting paid $1177.97, so $400 of it goes into my Bank of America, and the remainder goes in my Capital One. So, I am excited to say I will have one debt paid off as of this paycheck, and that will be my care credit, and, or I should say another debt paid off. As you can see, I have several whiteouts here, and that's because I've paid off stuff. And this is part of the reason why I'm changing it up too. So, I will be paying $50 to get that completely paid off. I want to say that if I had followed the $34 per month, it would have been completed in August or September of this year. So just a couple of months, which I'm happy. I'm going to be making a $50 payment to Capital One. And then Torrid is going to be $30, which is actually due today. So as long as it's in there by 5 p.m., I won't get charged a late fee. Car Care One, $150 as always. It's pretty much the same. And that is because it's pretty much just my gas card, and I'm trying to pay off some other stuff, some build up from that. Navient, $200, so that's one of my, the main bulk of my student loans. I have this one up here, which is another one. Geico is $172, First Premier is $50. I originally had this crossed out, but if you notice, I haven't put all my Straight Talk on here, and that's because I've decided to use my First Premier as kind of my reoccurring charges, credit card, so it gets charged every month, but then I pay it off. And so that I don't have to worry about my phone lapsing over, that's why I do that. Garbage and recycling, $25. It's a bi-monthly bill, and it comes out to like 47 something, so I just pay 25, and eventually I'll get to a free month or something like that. And then I have to pay $50 for my vendor event on the 3rd for Avon. So that came to $777, and they're all coming out of my Capital One. So I'll only have 97 cents left in there, which is fine, and actually it'll have just a tad bit more because I do have a couple of cents in there or whatever. But my Capital One is my bill pay account, so all of my bills pretty much come on that one. Then so I'll have $400 left. So then I will have $150 goes to my card that I use for food, and $100 it's bingo. This is more fun money. So that's part another reason. So that's fun money, which is $100. I've decided to allow myself $100 every paycheck, which is about $50. So that way I can play my free play, and I can go to poker if I want every week, whatever, or just use it for planning stuff, or I can save it up and actually go to bingo. And then I have it set here as the $150 will go into savings. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I've looked and looked and looked and I can't see anything. But, which is fine because I need to build up my emergency fund anyways. So, because I'm trying to loosely follow Dave Ramsey's plans. I'm at least doing the steps. I may not follow his philosophy, but that's because I have the book, the one second here. I have the Dave Ramsey Total Mini Makeover and the workbook. And I do apologize, guys, if I sound so low. I'm just trying not to wake my husband. And I'm tired. I've been up for 12 hours now we just got back from our anniversary vacation. Today is officially our anniversary, our 5-year anniversary, 5 years married, 6 years together. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this budget. So the $150 is actually, I'm going to end up, you know what, guys, I'm going to do something here just because it's going to make it a little bit easier anyways. So I have erasal pens. I'm actually going to pay my car care one out of my Bank of America account, and then this savings here is gonna go into my Capital One, and I have it set up. I have a savings account that says emergency funds on it, and it will go into there. So I'm just gonna do that. That way I'm not gonna touch it. I just gotta remember that one I have to pay out of my Bank of America, which is fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, as for next paycheck. So next paycheck we will get paid on the 1st, the 15th, and the 29th. Just so you guys know, my husband took over the hook, our internet bill, because it's going to be going up. And even though I'm getting rid of my care credit, I just want to get a couple more things. I ended up getting one more new bill, so that's part of the reason why. And it's kind of about the same as the two, so it's about like $121 is what the bill is, but that's because I got it to pay down some other bills. And so anyways, what was I thinking? Oh, so I'm going to a monthly layout. So I'm actually gonna do both monthly worksheet as well as a bi-weekly worksheet. So this is just a draw up that I decided to do, and I think I'm gonna kind of stick with this. So I have paycheck 1, 2, and 3. This is an estimation. It's a little bit lower just because my pay does fluctuate. And I did this per month. I am going to have a rollover, and I estimated some other items in here. So basically PUD is about, I averaged it out, it's about $108 a month if we were just to pay a consistent payment every month. Geico's, I just put what we owe right now. Garbage, I think this is actually the full, what we get charged every 2 months, which is $43.94, and like I said, $25 was what I pay. Food, on average, we go about $300, $350, and then I have my loan, but it's a student loan, because I didn't have enough, I couldn't qualify for enough, so I had to get a second loan out. And then my Capital One, which is, I'm doing minimums here, because I am trying to get my emergency funds. So I just kind of did the minimums. Now my Torrid is actually 27, but I just round that up to 30. Car Care One, because this has 3 paychecks, that's why it's $450. So when July comes around, it'll only be $300. Indigo, and this is kind of like what I want to pay, or the minimums on them. Navient $200, First Premier. So Bingo Poker, I think I only did $200 because I was including, I decided to not include it for Paycheck 3 since there's only 2 days, and Bingo Poker is, I wouldn't be going to it on the last 2 days anyways. And then $50 for any planning things, and then medical, I actually meant to put it up here. I need to start paying $25 a month into either pay to the hospital or put it aside and then make one big lump sum. But then I need to take about $580 from my last paycheck of the month to roll over into the next month for July's budget. And I do want to start paying. I have a couple items in collections, and so I want to get those paid off. So I'm hoping to start about $25. So we'll kind of see. I know that I'm probably, truth be told, I'm actually probably gonna make more, like roughly $32.10 in June, because on average it's about $10.70 roughly. So one of the things I did after I did this is I went through and I just bought some graph paper. As you know, I have all these stickers and whatnot, and washi tape. So I wrote up the remaining 2018 paydays for June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I might do something where, like, I know in July Amazon comes out, you know, Christmas stuff like that. I might do that. I don't know. That's why I kind of did it that way. And then here I have my debt snowball, which I made it a little bit fancy. I want to pay about $1,300 a month. This includes a couple of loans that I actually pay with my actual card or with my actual paycheck that you never see on here because they automatically come out of my paycheck. And one of those will be paid off here next month, I think. I don't remember. I only have a couple more payments. So then, as you can see, I was going to use the back of it, but this kind of went through, so I decided not to do it. And then I'm going to, this is going to be my pay off, kind of like a checklist. And every time I make a payment, I'm going to color it in. Now these ones here are already filled in, but I'm going to color them. And that's because these are set payments. And then here, I wrote the balances as of the 11th of May, because that's when I did it. And I estimated, I went into Excel, made some spreadsheets, kind of estimated what I would probably put on my cards and what I would pay. So, and just kind of based off of like minimum payment and like a debt snowball thing. And so I have room here if I have to make an extra payment or two type thing, then I can put it on here. Then I started to go into month by month. So, and I was budgeting $1,000 per check. That way it kind of gave me a little bit of leeway, so I kind of was able to kind of go through and decide, okay, well, I'm going to pay this and this and this for this much and this much. Then I'm going to have so much left over. Did the same thing. And then, like, on this last one, I said roll over all but garbage and Mason Journal to July, because that's going to be our extra paycheck, and it's going to be used to pay for the first things that are due the first 2 weeks in July. And then down here, just for fun, I went potential savings, and then the dollar amount. So I'm expecting to have one of my bills paid off by the end of the month. So come July, it goes up to $10.35. Now this shows again, so I'm paying the last paycheck of July for the first, or the last paycheck of June for the first half of July. So again, the last paycheck of July will go to the 1st of August. So just kind of going through, and I did it for each month. So some months you'll see that I have a little bit more, some months a little bit less. And that's just because like I said, I wanted to try and pay off some debt. So like this in September, I have dynamic 40 and 10. So, and then like I boost up First Premier a little bit, and then I'm hoping to pay off my Indigo at the end of September, so 120. So that's where most of my savings goes from. So I'm boosting it up, and all this potential savings will go into my emergency fund. So October, so I think that's the most one, $360. I'm thinking I'll be able to save on average about $200 a month. And then December, and that's all I have. I was thinking about going into and kind of mapping out next year, but I decided not to because I may change jobs. Now, what I did today after doing my budget is I decided to kind of take a look, and this is something that I do anyways, is I take a look at the next pay period to see what's due and what I can pay. So I'm going to just be using just regular sheets of lined college blue paper. Just use some of my washi that I got. So this is all this one's brand new, and that one's brand new. So I just put the income, and then this is where I'm going to break it up into, so like I'm always going to have $400 on this line, and then whatever's left over on this line from my check for the total amount. Now, one of the new things that I'm doing is I want to keep track of my account balances before my money is deposited. So if all I have is 10 cents in my Bank of America account, I'm going to put 10 cents. But let's say I have $67.94 left in my Capital One, then I'm going to put it there. And then I'll also be able to keep track of my emergency fund, see how much was in there before the deposit, and before this deposit, that is. And this way, what I can also do is by looking at this, then I can kind of transfer over. I'm just going to use this pen because I can erase here. Let's say I have like 1094 and then I have like 3006. Alright, and let's say I have 109.59. What I can do is, so you add all of that up, so that's going to be 9, 10, 5, 0. So that's 150.59. So what I could do is I could then take these two and transfer it into my emergency fund. And I would do that by just kind of taking my Capital One checking and adding these two up for what's in there and then transfer it over. But anyways, just to kind of show you how I'm going to kind of use that section there. So I'll be able to keep an eye on it. I forgot I used, so let's just go ahead and erase that. So I just have, I have several erasable pens. So I got these off of Wish, and then I got the Pilot Friction clickers at Michael's. So I'll fix it later. And so then I wrote down in this section is my expenses. So it's pretty much the same as if you were to look like here and here. So it's just a little bit more clumped together. So the ones like this one and this one and these two, they're darker because those are set amounts. Those are basically the minimums I have to pay. These other ones are just an estimate. So when everything is said and done and I get my actual bills, so let's say I get, we'll say 1043.71. Okay, so now what I know is I can take that 1043, because I'm not going to really worry about the cents part here. And then I just go through, okay, 280, 130, and I'm minusing these, and then 150 for those two. So that leaves me $483 to play around with. Well, first off, typically I always budget $150 for food. Secondly, okay, well, our PUD is going to be roughly 100, 120. So I'm going to take out the 100. Well, that leaves me with my Indigo, my car care, and my savings. So, you know, let's say I go ahead and do car care for 150. Alright, so that leaves me $83. So now, okay, it's Indigo, savings. Alright, well, I still kind of want to pay this credit card $60. So then that leaves $23, and I would just come in here, erase this, and then I can put 23. And then since this will typically equal this, then I'll just say 1043.71. So now, if I paid off any debts, so like this here, North Shore is a debt. With me paying that off, I can put North Shore, and then the actual amount. So I think I owe like 47 and some change. We'll say that. And then I can just say paid off North Shore, put 23 in emergency fund. Something like that. That way I can kind of know. I can also put a note in here saying, like, need $40 for med supplies. Something like that. Anyways, I did that one. That's fine if it's like that. I'll just fix it since it's fixable. So then I just did the same thing. It's sticking because of this one. For this one here, I was kind of going with the fun little colors, but I decided not to do that on this one as much. And you can see my pen kind of leaked a little bit. So the same thing, the darker colored ones are set amounts. The other ones are all ones that are flexible. I could have done it where it was set sides over here and flexible over here, but I didn't want to do that. And then of course the last one, and this is where I could put, because this is the last one, I could put rolled over. So there's only 2 days in the thing. What I'm probably going to do is only going to, so if you take 150 for food and divide it by 14, that's $10.71 a day. So 1071 times 2, I could just say, so we'll say 2150. So 150 minus 2150. I could put roll over 128.50 for food. Paid Mason General and garbage in June. Remainder all rolled over to July. And I say that because, like I said before, I'm gonna have this rollover category. So I know this might have been a little bit long, a little kind of like dorky and whatnot, but if you guys are really looking for something that's easy to, but as far as easy to plan with, you know, your best bet is just take a piece of paper, you know, spruce it up with some, you know, these are markers, and some washi tape. You know, I just got this new roll. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's an 8-piece, and I got it for like $5. If you can go to like your local Joann's or Michael's, just or even go online. There's always coupons online, and I think their shipping is, if you order $49, it's free. Otherwise, it's anywhere from like $2.49. I think the most I've ever paid for shipping is $7.49. But you can go on there and get several different ones. You can even get ones that are similar to this style that are in another little package with 2 to 3 of them. I think 3 is the max I've seen. Check out your local dollar store. This is from the dollar store. But yeah, anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this bi-weekly budget video. I know I did get off in a little bit, but it all does pertain to budget, and it all pertains to bi-weekly budget and how I budget. Alrighty folks, well that's everything. If you are new to the channel, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you liked what you see, don't forget to give me that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning, and enjoy the rest of your summer and the week. Hope to see you a little bit later with another plan with me. Alright folks,